Alright guys, the day has finally come. We are putting my forged internals in my engine. If you aren't familiar, this is a 1991 or 2, I don't know, somewhere in that range. 9A 2-liter 16 valve out of a GTI or Passat or what's the Jetta? GLX? Yeah. It's bored 20 thousandths over, honed, all that good stuff. We have max peating rods, forged rods, which people have told me not to run, but I know people that have like 600 wheel horsepower cars on them, so that's cool. Wiseco 11-to-1 forged pistons, and if you've been following this build, you know that I had some issues with the piston skirts clearing the oil squirters. If you saw the last video on this build, I cut the oil squirters down and spaced them with a single washer. Now it's probably 1/8 of an inch of clearance off the crank weights, which is a little frightening, but everything's torqued down, so it should be good. Yeah, so also if you watched the last video, you remember I snapped one of the main bolts, but shout out to the guys at Tectonics Tuning. They had some OEM ones for me. I didn't go ARP because it's expensive, and if this engine was ready to be boosted completely, I would probably want to do that, but we're not going to do that, because the car it's going in is right there. It weighs 1,900 pounds. So 11-to-1 compression at like 200-ish horsepower is going to be more than enough. I want it to be basically daily drivable, so once it's painted, I can never drive it and just be like, yeah, nice. This is Shane. If you guys recall, he owns my old Integra. You want to tell him what you just bought for the Integra while I flip this over?
Well, I bought new pistons. I have new rods for it. I've got a VTEC head. Buying everything for the valve train. It's getting built to make 400 or 500 horsepower. So,
and you can take his word for that, because he's the only, well, you were 16 at the time.
Yeah, when I boosted it. We boosted it.
The only 16-year-old that was ever like, I'm going to turbo my Honda, and then did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so first we're going to slap these new bolts on there. I got to pull up the ARP website because I can't remember the torque spec, but I believe it's 45 pounds and a quarter turn. I got ARP Fastener assembly lube. It's almost like Loctite. It's really expensive, by the way, so at cursforever.com, go buy yourself a t-shirt. This was like $37, but nobody had any smaller containers. I was surprised that this was even available locally, because when I woke up this morning, I was like, I'm going to go put the Rabbit's engine together. I forgot that I didn't have any of this anymore, because I had a little tube of it when I built the Volvo's engine, but I lost it. So, yeah, luckily the Performance, or like Hub Store O'Reilly that fills nitrous and stuff here, had it, but it was 37 bucks. So, ouch. Anyway, let's pull these old ones out and get the new ones in. I'm just gonna use my Milwaukee thing. For reference, if you've ever heard the term stretch bolts before and weren't quite sure what that means, there you go. So that's what it should look like. And that's what it did look like. That one was ready to snap as well, and that's why we're putting new ones in. Alright, so these are not ARP hardware, but we are going to use the ARP stuff on them anyway. So we'll just brush a little on. Big ups to Shane for coming over here to help. I asked Brock if he wanted to, you know, make like an, because there's nothing more OG than Brock working on a Volkswagen with me, especially this car, because this is the original car on my channel. If you haven't seen those old videos. Is it just
dirty threads?
Yeah, it's fine. I guess I just got pussy fingers. Yeah, it's not hanging up. Alright, well. Whatever. But I was like, you want to come help me build the Volkswagen engine? He goes, I guess. I was like, well, you don't have to. So, yeah, I've had a couple people ask me where Brock went. He's still around, just not interested, I guess. He's got the 760, he never drives it. That's a cool car.
Getting a new turbo from Ross.
Yeah. I told him to go DoorDash and then buy the turbo that's in my SE right now. Because
Yeah.
that's a white block turbo.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually out of Sean's old car.
Oh my god.
Alright, so this is interesting. The Tectonics website says 48 pounds plus a quarter turn, which is interesting because those last ones I was torquing said 65 in the big old Volkswagen maintenance book. So either way, they snapped, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. But there's 45, 46, 47, 48. So I'm going to do them all to 48 first, and then we'll come back and do the quarter turn with a ratchet. So nerve-wracking now. I'm
Yeah.
like, God, please.
I want to snap it.
Dude, oh, engine stand with locking wheels would make a lot of money. You want to stand on that side and
Yeah.
wrangle it? Is that it?
Dude, why has no one made that yet?
This one doesn't have nearly as satisfying a click as my old one.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot less strain than I was putting on it last time.
Yeah.
Alright. Complied with. Alright. Well, those are in. They're not coming back out. The crank just doesn't turn.
Yeah, right.
Hey, look at that. Nice and smooth. I'm trying to decide if it's better to put all four in, then flip it over and put the caps on, or do them one at a time, just keep flipping it back and forth. Might be better to just do it that way.
Yeah.
A little more time consuming, but... Alright. Marvel Mystery Oil in the cylinders. Oh! That one's still shiny from the last time, so should be okay. I love how clean it comes out. I guess it should be that clean when, you know,
Yeah.
it's been in the machine shop, but that was, God, 2 years ago.
Was it?
I had the Miata still.
Oh, Jesus.
And I sold the Miata not long after I got the Fiesta, and I've had the Fiesta for 3 years this April. If you can believe that.
God.
Where does time go?
Yeah.
Alright. So now what I'm going to do, I saw Austin do this when we built his SR. Marvel Mystery Oil is pretty cheap. I'm just going to first clean this out better. There's like nothing in it, but just to be sure, I'm going to just dump the rest of this in here.
Oh.
I knew I should have brought my coveralls. Alright. There's that. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick, put gloves on. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom you guys in. I'm not gonna try and show you guys the piston ring orientation because like that'll be really hard to show on camera, but there's a diagram out there. Basically you want the compression rings to be opposite each other, lined up with the I guess I need to dunk it first anyway. Try not to fill the bottom of the piston up on them. Shane's never put together an engine before, so I'm kind of learning him, but like I don't really know all that much in the first place, but you want the scraper rings openings to be about like that. And let me make sure everything's still good. Valve reliefs go towards the front, which is this. So it goes in like that. Because it has the oil expander box. Hold that. I know that's right, but I'm going to Google it anyway. Get it tightened down a little bit. And then what I do is I get it so that the skirt of the piston is hanging out the bottom, but we're still compressing the ring. So I put it pretty low. Right, so there we go. That way, skirt's hanging out. So these will go right in the cylinder. That means we're lined up properly. And then, make sure we're lined up okay. Just like that. Give her a little tappy. Turn it. These will never fall out, ever, but I always do this anyway, because I think they will. And make sure the rod has numbers stamped on one side. Make sure the numbers stamped on your cap go the right way. The nice thing is you're using ARP hardware too, so. By the way, if you ever put your rods in just to test fit, it's a pain in the ass to get the caps back off the rods. All right.
There's someone out there, I'll pack my bags to Rio. She's a dancer, but I'm a drummer. I'm lost in this world, but I found myself in Rio. On a blanket across the ocean. Love is a game, I know I've been afraid. Call me crazy, but don't call me lazy. Keep me alive, don't feed me to these wolves. Oh my Lord, I feel you now. See me at the back door yelling. Caught you at the scene of crime. See you on the other.
All right, according to the Max Peating Rods Journal, these need to be 45 pound-feet.
I'm lost in a maze, I've been this way before. Freeze the doorways and lock.
All right, so there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Look how shiny and nice it looks. Oh, I'm so excited. 11-to-1 compression. Oh yeah, let's show them the deck height. We got sockets in here. You want to grab the big ratchet?
No.
What? Is that the wrong size?
Yeah, that's 24.
No. That right there is why timing is important. To call this an interference engine is almost an understatement.
Jesus.
Oh, that's frightening. But yeah, they're in. Everything's torqued to spec. And that's it for now. I don't remember how any of the oil pickup stuff goes back together. I'm gonna need to figure that out, and I want to clean everything first because the oil pan and all that shit's super dirty. This block's not like painted or anything, but it's clean now, so I don't really want to put all these dirty parts on it. I'm not gonna paint it just because if you'll recall, I painted it silver, like aluminum color, and then when I got a hot tank, that all just came off. So I'm not going to worry about that. We'll just leave it as is. Probably paint the oil pan black again. But yeah, bottom ends together. All right, well, like I said, that's it for now. As much as I wish I could just put the whole engine back together, that would just lead to me wanting to put it in the car and get all that situated, and then the money's gonna start getting poured into the Rabbit, which isn't quite in the line of fire just yet. Ross and I will probably come back and put this thing together, but so we have a whole engine. I think I'm gonna need to buy a new alternator bracket because it was kind of jerry-rigged in Chris's Mark II. But yeah, so obviously first in line is getting the Volvo situated out at the new shop. That shouldn't take too long because I have all the parts I need to manual swap the wagon in my manual car. Go figure. I need to figure out a shim for the throwout or the clutch fork on the CD09 because apparently you need that even with the extended Yoshi Fat throwout bearing. I don't know. I need to talk to Josh and really situate what's going on there. But yeah, for now the bottom end's together. And I'm pretty freaking excited about it. It's so sick. Everything's so shiny. That deck clearance is really, really frightening. But I guess that's what you get when you sign up for 11-to-1 compression. At any rate, thank you very much for watching. Go follow Shane on Instagram for helping me out. What is your...
The Turbo Teggy.
Yeah. And then follow me on Instagram, BigB1011. Add me on Snapchat, same name. If you want to see a picture of your car featured at the end of one of my videos, send a picture of it to me at curseforeverhelp@gmail.com. And that's how you build a forged bottom end. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.